What's going on, people? I want to share a couple of dreams with you guys. This is a dream I had maybe about 2 nights ago. And I took my time making this video because I wanted to try to figure out again what these dreams could stand for. I'm going to only tell you a small part of the dream. There was about maybe 3 or 4 dreams in one, but I'll just share maybe 2 dreams that I had in this one dream. The first one took place in this house. It wasn't my house. But I was in this house, and the way the house was made was like you walk upstairs and you're right in a hallway. And then I think right off to the right, there was like a living room, and then there was a kitchen to your left. But anyway, I walked in, I was standing there, and I was talking to someone. Don't know who it was. But I happened to look up, and in the ceiling, there was like what looked like a square hole that was covered with um, a board. It could be cardboard, it could have been just a regular piece of wood. And so what I did was I removed that cardboard because it was a type of cut in the ceiling as if there was an attic. So what I did was I removed that cardboard, and on that board, when I removed it, was a bunch of bugs and maggots and whatnot. And the maggots were falling. I was trying to keep them from falling off onto the floor because in dreams, whenever you see bugs and maggots, it could be a symbol of demonic activity. So I saw these bugs, and then what stood out the most was in this attic, this shadow person appeared. It was a man that kind of like looked over from the top down, and then I woke up. But when I woke up, I was so sleepy because that overwhelming sleep came over me. Um, I can't describe it. It's like you become so, it's like you're drugged, and you cannot control, you cannot, regardless of how much you try to keep yourself awake, you can't stay awake. And I'm dreaming that I'm laying there asleep. And while I'm sleeping, I'm feeling myself being pulled into a type of darkness. Because sometimes if I felt that, I'll like just allow myself to be taken wherever I'm being led. But this time it's like the force was so strong, it was pulling me. My whole body was like vibrating, like the type of feeling if you had hair standing on your arm or whatnot. But imagine that like 10,000 times that. And it was like going through my whole body. And I was trying to pull myself out, but I was so sleepy that I really didn't have the strength. And I like just kept pulling myself out. And then finally, when I woke up, I was so sleepy, I kept dozing off. And I tried to sit up in the bed, but I was so drugged or exhausted that I could not keep my eyes open. I didn't have no strength. And then I like was falling back to sleep, and I was feeling that pull pulling me. And I mean that feeling that I got, that there's a word I want to use for it, but that feeling that just my whole body just like vibrated. And I kept trying to like wake myself up. So then finally what I did was, I got up and I prayed. I prayed to the most high. But no, let me back up. Before I prayed, I kept feeling myself being pulled into the sleep. I went to sleep, or I had a vision. This was more of a vision. And I was in this place. It looked like a European type of setting. And I was in a grassy field. I mean, the grass was cut neat. It was a green that don't even exist in this dimension. Everything was so bright. I mean, the weather was perfect. The sky was clear. And as far as I can see, is like this beautiful green grass, freshly cut. And then there was this big building which looked like or resembled a castle. And there was about maybe 8 to 12 of us standing in this grass, and everybody was kind of scattered looking toward this building. Now, in one of the windows of this building, I saw that shadow figure kind of peek out slightly, looking out at us. And I looked, and then he came, and then he showed himself, but I can't really remember what he looked like. It's almost like I did see him, but I didn't see him, but it was like a shadow person. Well, when this person came out, everybody just started dropping. I'm talking about sleep. They were just falling asleep, just became so overwhelmingly sleepy and just dropping, not violently, but they were just sleeping. And there was no aroma or scent in the air where we could have been gassed or nuked or whatever. I mean, because the day was perfect and it was like this energy was just putting everybody to sleep and they were just dropping. So when I seen everybody dropping, I kind of like start walking away because I'm thinking like I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'm not going to sleep. I'm controlling. I'm taking control of myself. And right when I got ready to walk away, that overwhelming sleep came over me, and I felt myself just dropping. At that moment, I woke up. I was still in that sleep state, where I just couldn't stay awake. It was like one dream after another. So what I did was I forced myself to get up. Then I prayed to the Most High. And then after I prayed, I got back into bed, went to sleep. But this time I had a dream that I was in the VA medical center and I saw this preacher that I know. He was in a wheelchair and um he looked like he had what's that disease that old people get, where they forget. But anyway, he saw me and he looked up and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he was trying to talk to me, but his voice was kind of, just kind of like he was drowsy or whatever, right? And he was going to the eighth floor, which is where what's on it? What they call it? Hospice. Hospice is on the CLC. That's like on the eighth floor. And he was going there because once you go on the eighth floor or hospice, you're almost out of here, To my knowledge, this preacher is still in good health. He's still at his church and whatnot, but he was in this wheelchair and I spoke to him a little bit and he was going up to CLC and then I woke up, you know. But even then I still felt just drowsy and sleepy. So, but what stood out the most was that field, that grass. That brightness of the day, the sky, the color of the grass. No colors like that exist that I know of in this dimension. What do you guys think of that dream? You know, these people just that shadow figure, like when he showed himself, everybody just fell asleep, man. They just dropped and just as if they were drugged or they were gassed or something, but they just started dropping and just going to sleep. They weren't dead, they weren't harmed, they were just sleep. So, what do you guys think of that? Feedback and tell me what you think until next time. Peace.